Hi everybody, welcome back to Next Level Wholeness. Today we are going to discuss the liver and kidneys as promised. And I just want to mention that this video is going to be a little bit longer than the few ones that we've done before. However, the information is really great, and I'm going to try and get it in as much and as comprehensively as possible. But let's start with, what is the liver? Your liver is your body's largest solid organ. On average, it weighs around 3 pounds in adulthood and is roughly the size of a football. The organ is vital to the body's metabolic, detoxification, and immune system functions. Without a functioning liver, a person cannot survive. The liver's position is mostly in the upper right portion of the abdomen, just below the diaphragm. A portion of the liver is located in the left upper abdomen as well. The gallbladder, where bile is stored, is found in a small hollow on the underside of the liver. The liver's major functions are in the metabolic process of the body. These include breaking down or converting certain substances, balancing energy metabolism by converting glycogen to glucose, and storing extra glucose by converting it to glycogen, making toxins less harmful to the body and removing them from the bloodstream. The liver does this by receiving blood with nutrients from the digestive organs via a vein known as the hepatic portal vein. With the help of vitamin K, the liver produces proteins that are important in blood clotting. It is also one of the organs that breaks down old and damaged blood cells. Excuse me, got a little frog in my throat here. There we go. There are many cells of the liver, known as hepatocytes, accept and filter this blood. They act as little sorting centers, determining which nutrients should be processed, what should be stored, what should be eliminated via the stool, and what should go back to the blood. The liver stores fat-soluble vitamins as well as minerals such as copper and iron, releasing them as the body needs them. It also helps to break down fats in a person's diet. It either metabolizes fat or releases them as energy. The liver plays a central role in all metabolic processes in the body. In fat metabolism, the liver breaks down fats and produce energy. They also produce about 800 to 1,000 milliliters of bile per day. This yellowish, brownish, or olive green liquid is collected in small ducts and then passed on to the main bile duct, which carries the bile to a part of the small intestine called the duodenum. Bile is important for the breakdown and absorption of fats. In the metabolism of carbohydrates, the liver helps to ensure that the level of sugar in your blood glucose, stays constant. If your blood sugar levels increase, for example, after a meal, the liver removes sugar from blood supplied by the portal vein and stores it in the form of glycogen. If someone's blood sugar levels are too low, the liver breaks down glycogen and releases sugar into the blood. As well as sugar, the liver also stores vitamins and minerals, which we mentioned before, iron and copper, and releases them into the blood when needed. The bile is transported via bile ducts that eventually join and form the common bile duct that flows into the small intestine, as mentioned before. The small intestine uses the bile to further help break down an absorption of fat, and the excess bile is stored in the gallbladder. The liver produces and breaks down proteins as well. The byproducts of breaking down amino acid proteins is called ammonia, which can be very toxic to the body in large amounts. The liver turns the toxic ammonia into a substance called urea. The liver releases this into the blood, where the kidneys excrete it via the urine. The liver also removes alcohol from the blood, as well as affects many medications a person takes. If these functions weren't enough, the liver also plays major roles in the following things: creating immune system factors that can fight against infection, creating proteins responsible for blood clotting, breaking down old and damaged red blood cells, and storing extra blood sugar as glycogen. When taking all of this into consideration, it's easy to see how important the liver is to a person's health. The liver is a half moon-shaped organ that is fairly straight at the bottom. It is tilted slightly in the body's cavity, with the left portion above the stomach and the right portion above the first part of the small intestine. Compared to the rest of the body, the liver has a significant amount of blood flowing through it. An estimated 13% of the body's blood is in the liver at any given time. The liver is a truly amazing organ in that it has the capacity to regenerate. This means that after an injury or surgery to remove tissue, the liver tissue can grow back to a certain extent. The liver starts growing back by having the existing cells enlarge. Then, new liver cells start to multiply. Within a week after removing 2/3 of the liver can return to the same weight it was before the surgery. The liver has been known to regenerate completely after as many as 12 partial liver removal surgeries. Unfortunately, there are many diseases that can affect the liver and its functioning. Examples of common conditions that affect the liver include autoimmune hepatitis. This condition occurs when the body's immune system attacks itself and destroys healthy liver tissue. Autoimmune hepatitis can lead to cirrhosis and other liver damage. Biliary Artresia is a condition that adversely affects a person's bile ducts and bile flow from when they're an infant. If left untreated, the condition can cause liver scarring and affect liver tissue. Cirrhosis. Cirrhosis is a condition where scar tissue replaces healthy liver tissue. A number of conditions can cause cirrhosis. They include long-term excessive alcohol use, chronic hepatitis, or rare genetic disorders such as Wilson's disease. Hematochromatosis. This condition causes an excess of iron to build up in the body, and too much iron can damage the liver, sometimes causing cirrhosis. Hepatitis A. Hepatitis generally refers to a viral infection that causes liver inflammation. Although there are other possible causes of hepatitis, the hepatitis virus types have different letters, including A, B, C, D, and E. Each have a different cause and severity. Hepatitis A is more common in developing countries without clean water and with poor sanitation systems. Most people can recover from hepatitis A without liver failure or long-term complications. Hepatitis B. Hepatitis B can cause a short or long-term infection. The younger you are when infected, the higher the risk for long-term infection. While in the US, adults, this disease is most commonly spread through sexual contact, a person can also get it through sharing needles or accidentally sticking themselves with a contaminated needle. The condition can cause serious complications, including liver failure and cancer. There's a vaccination you can get against the disease. Hepatitis C. Hepatitis C can be an acute or chronic infection. However, the majority of acute hepatitis C infections will turn chronic. It's most commonly spread by contact with blood containing the hepatitis C virus in it, which includes sharing contaminated needles to inject drugs or apply tattoos. Although less common transmission through sexual intercourse can occur, this condition can cause inflammation that can lead to cirrhosis, liver failure, and liver cancer. Then we have non-alcoholic fatty liver disease and NASH. These are conditions where fat builds up in the liver, and excess of fat can damage the liver, causing inflammation. Now a big word, non-alcoholic steatohepatitis, NASH in short, is a form of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease that causes scarring or fibrosis. People who are obese or have conditions relating to obesity, such as type 2 diabetes, are more likely to have this disease. A few takeaways. The liver has many functions in the body, as well as an amazing capacity to regenerate itself. Without it, a person couldn't gain energy from food or break down fats and proteins in their daily diet. However, there are many medical conditions that can affect a person's liver function. This is especially true if the person's a heavy drinker, as excess alcohol can place too great a strain on the liver function. Maintaining a healthy weight and practicing balanced eating and exercise habits can help you maintain your liver's health. The good news is that there are several different nutrients and herbs to bolster your liver health. It's always a good idea, though, to check with your health practitioner which are the best and most beneficial for your particular condition. That's the liver.